Okay, Gary, start off with your comments in the paper today about judging you at the end of the season for the fans. How important is it from your point of view that the fans do stay behind the team the rest of the season?
Well, of course it's important. You know, I mean, the way things are going in football at the moment, you could have 4 people in administration at the end of the season. So you've got to make sure you're going to pick up as many points as you can now, because you certainly don't want to lose out because you've taken your eye off the ball. Certainly until it's mathematically not possible, and even then nowadays you've got to keep going because teams might drop out for whatever reason. With this, you know, fair play stuff and with this ownership type stuff that's around. So no, I don't know whether that was just taken out of, you know, of a big saying or whether it was just something I said. But I think people have judged me by now. You know, they know what I'm about, and you know, a lot of managers say judge me at the end of the season, but that's the ones that the supporters don't know much about yet. You know, so no, we gave them nothing on Saturday. You know, that was my biggest disappointment of the season, because not one player really came out of any credit. We didn't look like a team. We didn't play our game. We certainly had no Yeovil in that game on Saturday, and that was really, really disappointing. But we've had a couple of big meetings on it. You have to upset a few if you're going to have some home truths, of course, and then you have to see how they react. Then you have to tell them if you felt there was other things they were doing that may not have been conducive to playing a game of football on a Saturday. You check what they've been doing, what the warm-ups are like, etc., how they've been training, and you get rid of all those negatives so that you can start again on the positives. And you know, we had a couple of kick back and bite days, as I say, a few home truths, and now I hope that, you know, I've got a group that are going to, you know, take us to the end of the season and give it a right go, because, you know, that's what you've got to have.
Yeah, has it been difficult to raise the players after that performance?
I don't think so. Most of the players have been with me before. They've been in adversity before. We've had bad games before, and we've managed to get them through it. Some of the newer ones probably find it a little bit more difficult because they don't know me as much, and you know, we do create an environment here that you've got to be up for it, and if you're not up for it, then you can't be included.
No, and of course we all knew it was the size of the challenge, but it got a little bit tougher with Charlton's result in the week.
Yeah, it did, but we always knew we had to win our next 2 games anyway. And you're looking now, it's not quite in our hands now, you're looking at other clubs, like what you've just said there, but in 2 games' time, we could be in the same position, like with the same points as Charlton with 5 games to go. We don't know yet, because we've got to play it. And of course we've got to play Blackpool. So 2 difficult away games, but we've got to be up for it and get that Yeovil spirit back, and try and get a result. Yeah,
and the margin for slip up, I suppose, is gone now.
Well, you're right. We've been talking about that as well. You know, it's there's no margin for mistakes now, and we've got to make sure that you know, you can't go and hope to get a 0-0 draw somewhere, because that's not going to be enough. You know, we're going to need wins as quickly as we can, and then see where we are come the end of the season. That's really what I meant when I was talking to the season. I didn't really mean judge me at the end of the season. If I said that, I said it, but people have already judged me. They know what I'm about and all that, and most people know that as a football club we've competed well. We're all absolutely gutted about Saturday's result, and probably that's what makes people say things that they don't always mean. You must have said that in a row to your missus at one point, did you? And then buy her a meal the next day.
I mean, look at the big games, of course they all are, but is it good to have a big game like Blackpool next up?
They're all big games. We haven't had a little game yet, you know, you name me one, and Blackpool will feel, I'm sure, that a win against us will go a long way to securing their championship status. They had a great start to the season where they was almost top of the league. They were certainly up there, and then they've had a real bad run since they played us here. Change of manager, brought in another coach, Eric Black, to help with the manager, Ferguson, and you know, we're coming up against a new animal. So, but I'm hoping they're coming up against a new Yeovil after Saturday.
Yeah, can you take confidence from the game on? It was a long time ago and much has changed since that game, but can you take confidence because you have beaten them already this season?
No, it was a different game, it was a different era, different manager, different players, probably different attitude, different shape. No, you got to go there playing this team, this manager's team, this coach's team with these players, and that's what you got to play. You know? You can't be thinking back, well, we won 1-0, so we should beat them and they're going to get 3 sent off again. It won't happen like that.
No, I mean, it was a very eventful game, wasn't it? I mean, so you're obviously not expecting to see another spate of red cards in this one.
No, I mean, remembering that we'd won the game at that point anyway, you know, most of the red cards were late on, I think. So, no, we got to play our game. It's a long trip, so you know you're away. We're going to be trying to prepare properly. And now, once you've prepared properly, you put the players out on the pitch, and they've got to show you that they're not giving up on their season, because it's their reputation at stake, as along with the football clubs.
Yeah, what's your memories of taking teams to Bloomfield Road?
Well, seaside, they always had a lot of sand on the pitch. I remember that. The pitch was never the best sort of thing. That was the drummer boy there, he must be about 80 years of age now, because he's been there ever since I've watched them or been taking teams there. So hopefully he's slowed up a bit, because he can make a racket. And I'm not sure, you know, I'm sure we won't get loads of fans, but we've got to do it for the folks that are there and the folks back home, and we've got to feel for them, because most people would like us to stay at this level. Yeah,
and just finally, on the team news side of it, any injuries and niggles that as rule people are able?
No, not really. I mean, you know, when we talk here, it's a Thursday, and you know, 48 hours is a long time in football, and so you know, as we speak, you know, we'll be all right. We've had to make some big decisions, and those decisions will obviously come out next Saturday.